Ah, I
Can you hear me, John?
mute.
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Yeah, you guys hear me?
Hi.
Yep.
Good deal.
Yep.
Okay, I think everybody's in. For some reason, it was Zoom made me admit everybody. I had it admit automatically, but you know, things work these days.
It's perfect.
Yeah, they're making sure everybody that was in the waiting room is admitted. Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay.
A pet peeve with Zoom among a few others.
Okay, well, welcome everyone to when maybe the last meeting of my tenure.
Yeah.
I have asked to be reappointed, but of course it's up to the county commission.
I feel like it's my last meeting too for 2024. I don't know.
Yeah, well, either way, it's the last meeting of 2024.
There you go.
Okay, let's call this meeting to order. Mike, are you there?
Yes.
Hi.
Can't see you, Mike.
We can't see you, but
Oh,
we
no,
can
I
hear
see
you,
your.
so that's good.
I see you down.
Oh, there you are. So, well, I guess we can all see we're all here, so we don't have to do a roll call. Adoption of the agenda. I think it's brilliant. If anybody wants to make a motion.
I'll make the motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, approval of the minutes. Anybody, any comments on the minutes that
No.
John distributed a while ago?
We're good. I'll make a motion to approve.
Yeah,
I'll second.
Everybody in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, moving right along. Review procedures handling electronic participation. We can still do that under UTEC code 524207-4. So we are. Public comments. We welcome public comments, 15 minutes max, 3 minutes per person. Anyone?
I don't know how to. I do.
Okay, go ahead, Tom.
I just got a couple things for you, Alexa. I got the notice yesterday afternoon that this meeting was happening today. I don't know whether you call it a regular meeting or an emergency meeting, but I think that it just doesn't look right the way things are being approached here to approve an additional fee to the district at the last minute when we've got a couple of board members going out. I thought that, well, I didn't think, I know that during the course of negotiations with the management company, there was always a provision there, or we were told time after time after time, that the management company would provide an office for TUID at no charge. We were also told during the negotiations to sell the TUID trailer, which had an office in it, that the trailer would no longer be needed because North Lake Powell was providing an office. And I just think that if the board feels like compensation is due to North Lake Powell for storage and for office space, and I'm not here today to argue that one way or the other. I think it should be put on a regular board meeting schedule, announced to the public, so the public has a chance to actually view that's going on, and not have the public blindsided the beginning of a holiday weekend when when a lot of people aren't around, so people can have input to this. I just think that the board's pulling a fast one, and it really questions the integrity of the board. And that's really all that I have to say about it.
Okay, thank you, Tom, anyone else?
I do.
Okay, go ahead, Jean.
Okay. Hey, listen, I'm a little bit offended with what he just said, but I'm not going to address it right now. The biggest problem thing that I can see right now is we need to congratulate the board because, right now we're getting accurate information. We're getting information of financial that never had before. So don't have an inept board making decisions that are costly and are not projecting into the future. So I want to reach out and thank the TUID group for everything they're doing. I mean, and also for the Ray and their group, because they've gone way beyond what the previous boards have ever had. I've sat on several boards as a director and as an attorney, and I can tell you right now, the information that's being provided right now is imperative for somebody to make intelligent decisions. And I think that what they've provided is something the boards before have been inept in providing and in relying on people that were unqualified. So, my 2 cents worth is that if they're getting money, what Chip was making before and all that before was a bunch of crap. And the way he handled things, I was there. It was so unprofessional. It was so bad that I'm offended that anybody would question this group. And Ray went through earlier this year an elaborate description outlining exactly what they are and they're producing, what they're doing, and they're providing. For them to continue to be freebies, that trailer was bullshit to be over there. That was crazy to have it over there. It was so unprofessional that right now you have an office, it's professional, you walk in, and for us to be able to expand down there, we have to have professionalism. And I reach out and hope that both Amy and you, both of you guys are put back on the board because we need you guys. It's been the first time probably in TUID's history that they've had competency and have good information for them to be able to make good judgment and good call. So I'd say we got blindsided. That's just pure bullshit, and that's not what happened here. And so that's my 2 cents worth.
Thank you, Jane. Anyone else wants to address the board? I want to say speak now or forever hold your peace, but that's not what I mean. I mean to say that for this meeting, you can always address us in other ways and write us letters or talk to us in person. But for this meeting, this concludes the end of the public comment period, and thank you everyone for commenting. Board reports and business. Amy or Mike, do you have anything to report since 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Alexa, I don't have anything. Thank you.
No, Alex, I'm good. I'm just busy with holidays.
Yeah, that's probably a good priority to have. In between the holidays, I have been reviewing a proposal that we received for solar and battery power, and I have looked at our grant application and I've worked on piecing some stuff together, which at some point will be ready for everybody to look at, but not quite yet. And that was it from me.
Alexa, was that API? Is that correct? Is that the name of that company?
No, what was the name of the company, John?
It's 24/7.
Oh,
Oh,
24/7.
Oh, wait a minute.
24/7.
Hang on. Wait a minute. I get it mixed up. This is actually ProBid.
ProBid.
My bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've looked at
Actually,
the 24/7 proposal earlier.
Yeah. No, I get them mixed up. I actually have a meeting with those guys on Friday. I need them to be a little more clear
The
on their stuff. So
ProBid people.
yeah, I'm meeting with it's gosh, one of them's Jesse. I know him, and then the other fellow I know him. I just can't recall his name, but we're gonna just have a quick call.
Yeah, and
Catch up, yeah.
I made a little list of some questions that I had. If you can see if that wrap can be included in a meeting, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, send them to me. And the precipice of that is to have a larger meeting with you guys, but I need them to be, number one, clear and firm on their price. Cause We
Hmm.
started out at 13 cents, then it went to 19, and now it's 23. I mean, we can't, you can't do that. It's
No, I haven't heard the
yeah,
23 yet. Yeah,
right.
anyway,
Well,
yeah, if you,
yeah,
we
no.
we count on you to understand these things, John, so thank you for doing
Yeah,
that.
and I count on those guys in turn to be clear communicators, obviously. So, but that's the set up the gateway meeting with you guys, and I'll certainly let you know
Mm,
and coordinate schedules to see what.
yeah.
Yeah, I think what it is when any of these guys do a PPA, there's obviously profit involved, which is that's nothing wrong with that, and they round up investors. Like if they're doing a particular project, they let people buy in to that project and put their money in, which is, again, that's normal and above board, but we just need to get a price on our end and see what it means. So
Okay, yeah. I don't know how that works if we all get together in the interim period.
Yeah.
yeah,
If that
I was
counts as a
gonna,
board meeting if we're not officially on the board.
I was gonna ask you a quick question, John. As Mike Murray reached out to me from Magetto, I guess
Okay.
they recently combined with Generac.
Okay.
Generac bought them.
Yeah. Wow.
He was wondering if we were still interested in, any information that they could provide. I know they did have some kind of battery bank system built on banks, so.
Mm.
Yeah, if they have anything, the way technology is evolving, Mike, if they have anything new, and I know one of the proposals from ProBid had a Jetto at one time in there, with it. So yeah,
Okay, maybe
anything they
they're
want
working
to,
together or something. I don't know how that works.
Mm.
well, that's hard
Well,
to say. Yeah,
we
but
probably need to talk to everybody who presents himself
yeah,
just
agreed.
to be fair and to comply with our procurement rules.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, no, anything they want to send Mike, that is anything that, again, a lot of it's the way the technology, especially in batteries, is changing, then, that would, and back to what Mike said in the last meeting, one of the things I'm going to talk about, Friday is the step process. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be an all or nothing. It could be a part solution to even cut
Sure.
back on generators, which the domino effect cuts back on repair and maintenance and supplies too, which adds up to be a lot of money. So there's there's good things in a partial solution that can be added to. And I'm going to let them know that too. But yeah, send all of you guys, obviously not just you, Alexa, any questions the board has that they want me to ask on Friday. I think we're meeting at 10 a.m. Just a quick call. So
Sure.
yeah, let me know. It's actually yeah, Jesse and Don McClaskey. Don was the guy whose name I couldn't recall.
Yeah, those systems are also modular. We could start small and just build our way up to, and that's
Yeah.
one benefit for sure.
Well, and the big thing too is they,
tied in.
yeah, I agree. And they have those trackers now too. And they're not really that new, but they just, one of the new proposals have the trackers that tilt the panels as the sun angles over, which just makes them more efficient than have a fixed panel. And then the other big thing, you guys know this, the big advance is double-sided panels where they absorb light from the bottom that bounces back up from the ground too, which helps make them more efficient. So
Interesting.
yeah, you guys send anything you have for that meeting. I just set it up last night, so I was gonna let you guys know.
Okay. Any well, the other thing I've done, we're going to discuss under item number 7, which is coming up right now. Discussion about the office rent. So in our last meeting, I reported that we had some discussions with North Lake Powell, who they have been provided the office space at no additional charge. The storage space for our large equipment and some storage space behind the office for some random small stuff. And the craziest thing of all, that they've been paying TUID to run the utilities in the TUID office. I had no idea, but that has happened. So it's been almost 2 years. I reviewed the management contract, and the management contract is silent on office space and payment for it. So I don't think we are bound by that contract one way or the other. And in my mind, the 2 years use that we got out of those facilities were an accommodation from Lake Powell to TUID, which doesn't obligate them to continue that. There is nowhere else in this universe where one can rent an office for free. So I think it's reasonable to pay for the resources that we use. That's mostly what I mentioned last time. I think I mentioned last time how I judged the proposal from North Lake Powell. I have looked on LoopNet, which is a commercial real estate website, what similar commercial spaces were offered for in the general area. I've branched out to the west side of Colorado and Durango, Montrose, Ouray, go up to Cedar City, Richfield, kind of more rural areas. And of course, it's no space is like the space in Tickaboo, because no place is like Tickaboo. But that made me based on that analysis, which I'd be happy to share, I've concluded that $500, around $500 for that space per month, and the additional storage behind it is market value. And the boat storage price was a little easier because they just rent out those spaces and they have a price and people pay that. So figuring the market price for that was not that hard. And utilities wasn't that hard either, because there's just a price for it in Tickaboo. So based on all that, and I can share that. I think I might have shared that earlier, but I can share that again. I have concluded that $1,200 is a good price. It's a reasonable price. It's fair to North Lake Powell, and it's fair to us. We had some back and forth about about where the office was. I had an image on there because addresses are hard in Tickaboo, so I've added some pictures to the proposed lease, and I had pointed out the office in the space where the office is not. So thank you, Amy, for pointing that out to me. So I think this is fair. I think we should approve it. And the information has been there in the public domain since the 12th of December. So I feel okay about deciding this now. Anyone else have questions, comments?
I just have a few questions on, like I said, Alexa, in previous conversations with you. I think this topic needs discussed further. You know, there was talk about an increase in accounting fees in November, and that was kind of put on hold due to representations made 2 years ago for the contract. So, you know, I really think we need to dig a little deeper and talk about this. Like I said, I'm by no means against doing what's right and what's fair and what's equitable for both parties.
Sorry.
I just believe it needs more discussion.
Yeah, I think
know,
there are two separate discussions in my mind. There is the discussion about the office space and the storage space and the utility. And there's the discussion about increase in management fee because of additional accounting duties. For the accounting duties, we've talked about postponing that discussion until March, because they're in the process of transition right now to go from having an outside accounting firm do it and having our accounting function in-house. And there are two things with that. The transition costs time and therefore money and resources. And the other thing is that it's uncertain right now how much extra time keeping it up after it's been set up is going to take. Because between all the hassle between keeping track of it in-house and then transmitting it to the accounting firm who then did mysterious things with it and then getting it back and trying to understand what they did with it, it's hard to say how that comes out being more or less work. And if it's more work, we need to talk about it. And at the other hand, the contract in my mind says fairly clearly that accounting services are included. It's not specified in any way, but so there is some wiggle room there and there is room for discussion. So I would like to separate the rent discussion from the management contract discussion.
Like I was alluding to earlier, the representations made that North Lake Powell would move the office to the base camp location was made, and I kind of feel that it is part of the contract, and that's why I would like to have further discussion. Maybe we should move them both to March, and that kind of lets the board settle in. If there's new members, if you guys end up staying on, we work through that process at that time and give us a little more time to think about this.
How do you feel about that, Amy?
I'm ready to approve it. The other stuff isn't on the agenda for today, and that is a separate discussion. We were here for the purpose of taking care of the lease today. That's how I feel.
Okay, I'm in two minds. It's I don't think anybody will die if we decide this in March and then we pay the back rent back to January. So I can kind of go either way, but I also have a desire to just take care of business. So but given the fact that we might be on our way out, and I don't want to make any assumptions on whether or not we're going to be reappointed. How strongly do you feel about this, Mike?
You mean as far as I think it would be the proper thing to do in this scenario to move to March, but every board member's got their own opinion, I guess. So I guess we could just vote and move forward. And
Well, we all know what's going to happen when we vote. I mean, there is the reality of that, but I don't want. If you feel and let me put it this way: if you feel strongly that we need to postpone, I'm happy to postpone. If you think like, yeah, maybe it's the right thing to do, but we can just as well do it now, then I would say let's vote on it. So, Mike, I'm as the only one who knows who's going to be on the board in March.
I'm not prepared to vote in favor of this right now.
Okay, well, I think we should just wait, unless you think it's John. Do you have any Do you think bad things will happen if we wait until March and then just pay back rent for January if we vote in favor?
You know, this is where I draw the line, Alexa. It's really a board issue.
Okay.
We do have black and white areas of board and
Yeah,
management relationships. So that's where I'm,
okay,
I got one more quick question, Alexa. So
okay.
and I've got
is
one too
North Lake
after that.
Power paying for the power in that building now for this power service and water and I guess they don't pay trash down there, power and water sewer.
But it
Okay.
was that.
Are they
Yes.
paying that bill or is TUID paying for utilities right now for the office space?
It's actually, NLP is paying it.
Okay.
They pay, water, sewer and electric.
Okay.
Yeah, and we talked about separating it, but it's the office space and the space behind it in base camp is all in 1 meter. So if we want to actually separate it, we have to incur the cost of installing a separate which seems
No.
entirely not worth it.
No, we
It's
don't. No,
separate meters.
there's 2 meters.
Yeah.
There are?
Yeah, there's 2 meters there.
Ah, so
Yeah.
so the
It's not an issue. Yeah.
oh, okay. Ray seems to think that there is 1 meter.
No, it's easy to get them mixed up. Trust me. But no, there's 2 back there.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay, well, maybe we can revisit that if we, but I'm
Yeah, you can-
fine just
yeah, we-
paying a fixed,
Yeah, we can track usage. I mean, we got records for that particular
yeah.
account.
No,
meter, so
Connie already pulled the records and
no, there's
we know how much
different
you
accounts,
use.
Yeah, it's actually 2 meters and 2 accounts. So it's
Mm.
yeah, if you guys want to
Yeah.
look at the history of that too, it's available.
Ray was thinking that there was an area behind the base camp that behind the office and not actually the base camp thing. Anyway.
Yeah,
But
I
that
remember
works.
back it's a long time ago, a lot of history. Back when I was a kid, that was actually an arcade room. It was separate from the grocery store. That's the base camp now. It used to be the grocery store. So I could see it having two different services.
Well, either way, I would be comfortable just paying a fixed amount. And I
Just
guess,
asking for more details, that's all.
well, I guess in the meantime, that'll give us some time to sort that out.
Yeah, I'd like to add a comment in with that. Again, with the decision for the board, one thing we need to look at is the audit that we're already working on that. And it's one of those things we do have to approve it to engage them. But it's also one of those things that's really not a decision to debate because they're kind of it. You go with who you've had because of familiarity. So, and you hope they'll take us. I'm pretty sure they will. But so if you guys, basically my point is there's going to have to be another meeting probably before March because we're already uploading stuff to them. Taking just proactive and being earlier. We did it last year and they still delayed us. I mean, we're just professionally encouraging them and letting them know that we got to have this earlier this year. But anyway, there needs to be another meeting in there somewhere. I guess anything we do outside of the schedule quarterly, we just call a special meeting, which is, it's an option. So it's normal. But if you guys want to look at that, it doesn't have to be delayed to March. That seems a little bit late. So we need to look at another meeting that would address the, you always do a resolution to the engage, hit and verdict, which 99% chance it should be them again, since we're uploading stuff to them and there's not really many choices.
Oh, do we need a meeting to make a choice? That's really not a choice.
Yeah, well, I know it needs to be a resolution, to engage them. So that's, and a vote to go with it.
Should have gone into Kabuki.
Hmm.
Anyway, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah, just
easy enough.
Keep that
I
in
don't think
mind. as you
anybody will
debate
feel
the other stuff.
blindsided by the hiring of an auditing company. So,
Yeah, no, yeah.
okay. Well, let's all have a good New Year's. Not get too drunk. And we'll see each other maybe at some point after January 12th.
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, you all have a good New Year's.
All right. We'll see you guys
Oh,
later.
wait. Speaking of Kabuki, we need a motion to adjourn.
Yep, you do. Yep.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, everybody in favor, wave. Bye.
Bye.